So I've got a lot of people asking me, how do you make a wreath bow? So I got this white twig wreath and a very neutral bow, and I'll probably decorate it with lots of different Christmas foliage and berries. But to get started on the ribbon, unwrap your roll and pull out a few yards, and then decide how long you want your tail to be to come down on the wreath. And once you got that length pretty much where you want it, you can pull it a little longer if you want to, because you can always cut off the bottom. You hold it, you pinch it in the middle and wrap around for the center loop and gather it around back. That one piece of the tail will stay down, but you continue from the roll to start making loops. So here I'm making my first loop, pinching it together, trying to get the tail out of the way, and then you continue to pull from the main roll. So what I try and do is unroll ribbon just to loosen it up for me to work with. Make another loop on the opposite side and do the same thing. Bring it around back and gather it and pinch it together. So your left hand is constantly holding the bow as your right hand is doing the work. So you make another loop and you come out maybe a half an inch bigger than the first loop on one side, and then you do it again on the other side. When they look about even, pinch it, turn it, and bring it around. Some ribbons have a front side and a back side, and some are printed on both sides. So if it's only printed on one side, you have to pinch it and turn it around. So every time you make a loop on one side, you make one on the other side. And each time you're coming out just a little bit further with the size of your loop. So once you get the bow to the size that you want, you pull the tail that you already cut down over the ribbon that's attached to the roll and cut it the same length or just a little bit longer. And it's this is a band wire that I use to attach the bow. Hold the bow together. So just cut off a long piece of wire, or you can use a pipe cleaner, that works too, or just a regular floral wire, something that's pliable enough for you to tie it up with. And then with my right hand, I pull the wire through the center loop, through the middle, and then gather it together and twist it. Twist it to hold the bow. So you just pinch it and turn and keep turning a few times so that your hand can let go of the bow finally. And the wire will be holding it together. And just make it nice and tight so your loops don't come undone. And then, attach it to your wreath, wherever you want it to be. And the way to do that is, go around each side of the wreath. You can fluff it a little bit before you put it down, just, get an idea of the size and shape that you made. And once you get it to where you like it, I tell you, you can keep playing with this forever, because every time you move it around, it looks a little bit different, but You try and pull in opposite ways so that it spreads out nice. And then just attached it to the back. So now that it's attached, you can take your ribbon and you can dovetail the ends if you like. You might want to cut your streamer shorter. You fold it over and then you cut it up at an angle. And it just kind of gives it a nice finished look. You do it to both sides. So you fold it over and cut from the bottom up at an angle. So the two pieces that come together, cut on that corner, not the folded part. And then, since this is a wired bow, I could just push it up and decide whether I like it the way it is. So there you go. There's your bow. Wired ribbon works best, I believe, for the shape and size you want.